now that we're back at the shop, we have a unicorn of a car, and this one right here is the Koenigsegg Regera Honey. This one just came back from the Gumball rally of touring, I believe, South Asia, if I'm not mistaken. So this one right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to properly take care of a car that was on purpose neglected. So that way we can go ahead and have this experience. So shout out to Hyperhouse for going ahead and securing this and making sure that we can go ahead and have the pleasure to detail this car for you guys and to pretty much for the community to go ahead and see what we can go ahead and do. So right now, we're gonna go ahead and give you a quick walk around of how bad this car really is. Doesn't look too bad because it is covered in PPF and it is in carbon fiber. If you guys get a quick up close, I'm gonna have Aaron give you a quick visual of this. But this right here has diamonds crushed into the paint. And this is speculated to be around $400,000 option. So this is a really insane car to go ahead and have here at the shop. We're not gonna go ahead and wash it in our normal area back there. We're gonna go ahead and wash it here directly so we can go ahead and show you guys in better lighting. And then, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and wash this completely through. And I am super excited, super thankful. And again, shout out to Hyperhouse for going ahead and lending this car to us to go ahead and detail it. So if you guys can, don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If you guys like this type of content, let's go ahead and get to detailing. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is wash this guy with just water and soap. We're not gonna go ahead and put any degreasers because we wanted to go ahead and mess with the carbon ceramics that it does have and any finicky materials that this, aside from carbon fiber, that it has. So we wanna just be extra careful by just going ahead and doing water and soap. And if we are gonna put anything on, degreasing wise, we're going to just put on the tires, but we're not going to try to do as much as we can with just water and soap. So right now, what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is lift up the car because right now it is lowered, and then go from there. So right here, push this button, and it's going to go rolling forward. So now that I went ahead and lifted this bad boy, it's a little bit of a tricky thing to go ahead and get up out of here. But now we're going ahead and rinse the wheel wells, take care of the wheels, and then after that, we're gonna go ahead and do a complete wash on the exterior. And once we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and open up the frunk and then the rear hatch so that we can go ahead and start detailing the engine. The engine is gonna be the most dirtiest part that we're gonna have to take care of. So right now we're gonna go ahead and do the outside and then focus on the interior parts. So let's get right to it. This is 3,000 miles worth of grime, rain, mud, whole lot of shenanigans. So we're gonna go ahead and be extra careful to make sure we pressure wash it all before agitating. So right here we have our Mjdetail foam cannon paired with our Krenzel that's gonna go ahead and be as a pressure washer. We're gonna go ahead and have about 2.5 ounces of pH balanced soap. So now we're gonna go ahead and foam it and use that as our solution. So right now what we're gonna go ahead and do is, we already lifted the car. We're gonna go ahead and take care of the wheel well and then go ahead and take care of the actual wheel. We'll be using our Mjdetail foam cannon with 2 ounces of pH balanced soap, nothing special in there. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna actually rotate, or we're actually gonna move the car forward so that way we can go ahead and get the back half of this caliper. I'm gonna have Aaron zoom in a little bit more. Right here, as you can go ahead and tell, there's probably like a credit card amount of space between the caliper and the wheel, which is insane. So we're gonna have to rotate the car forward so that we can go ahead and take care of the back half, like I mentioned. And then once we're done with that, wash the whole car. So we're going to take care of the wheels and then walk you guys through the process. So we're gonna go ahead and now move on to the paint. We're gonna go ahead and rinse it to go ahead and knock off all that heavy grime, make sure that there's a lot of the big gunk that's gonna go ahead and drop off. But We typically would use a pre-soap that is a little bit more higher pH balance to go ahead and break up all this grime, but we're not gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and use a pH balanced soap. We're going to just rinse it, foam it, let it all dwell down. Good thing is this has full body PPF, so we don't necessarily have to worry about scratching, but we're gonna go ahead and prevent as much as we can by going ahead and just letting the foam do its job by bringing down as much of that heavy grime, rinse it again, and then foam and do the contact wash. So that's gonna be our process of the paint. And then after that, we're gonna take care of the engine bay and the front area. So let's go ahead and move along. So we had an issue with this area having too many rocks and too many things that we couldn't get out physically. And with just a little bit of pressure washing, you can go ahead and see there's a lot of those rocks coming out of that grill. So we're gonna go ahead and continue to do so as much as we can and go ahead and try to make it 0 rocks. So our first method was pressure washing. We're going to try 2 other methods. We're going to have Diego go ahead and use the blower. So, no, you can do that one. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn on the compressor and maybe do our air compressor with Tornador. So he's going to have at it with that one. And then I'm going to go ahead and charge it up. Oh, you guys might be wondering what type of soap we're going to be using for this type of vehicle. And my boy Rocket Wax pH balanced soap. That's what we're going to be dialing in this bad boy. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and tell Rocket Wax we sent you to go ahead and pick some up. So we went ahead and did a pre-foam, and we went ahead and rinsed it and did a quick, fast agitation on the actual PPF, well, the exterior of the car. Now we're gonna go ahead and take care of the front half, rear half of the engine, and once we're done with that, we're gonna do a final rinse and a contact wash so that we're going to make sure everything is dialed in before we go ahead and start drying. So first and foremost, we're gonna start tackling all these very intricate areas. It's gonna be a little bit of a task because of the fact that we don't wanna get this too much wet, but it is already wet. So we're gonna have to dry it up the best that we can once we are done. So we're gonna go ahead and tackle that. So the thing is with this back half, you can go ahead and see it is completely open. So we have every square inch that we're gonna need to dial in as best as that we can. The only thing that we did cover was the intake inlet. So aside from that, we're gonna go ahead and pressure wash everything. And from here, you can go ahead and see how big these wheels are. This is about a 345 width of a tire. And this bad boy is, I think, 15 or 1600 horsepower. So this thing has, I believe, one long gear. That's all it does. It has reverse, neutral, and drive. That's it. There's no first, second, third. It is just all go. So we're going to rinse it, foam it, and agitate it. So you guys can, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up this project of the Koenigsegg Regera Gumball 3000 Asia Tour. So this right here, right now, I would say it took us about 2 days to go ahead and complete. Now, those 2 days, it was literally an extensive wash. We washed this thing maybe 3 or 4 times. It was, the amount of dirt was just everywhere. So now that it looks fantastic, looks awesome, I can safely say it's ready to go ahead and get picked up for tomorrow. So if you guys can, don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If you guys like this type of content, don't forget, leave it down in the comments below. See you guys on the next one.